If you hear, get your hand on my pocket in my lecture. No El Haj Malik repeat, I betcha. Sergeant of the Moorish Unified Front toward Islam. Twist your arm like a blunt, won't spark it. But like Tiger Claw, debark it. Before anyone saw, not Kane, but I'm raw. Long live Iron Sheik, slaying the weak. Rhyming about rims, spinning on their Jeep. Making a mockery of the art and hard work put in by the veterans. Now they gotta work. Guru in a coma, rap heart attack. I'm sure a premier beat would bring the guard back. Can't give it too much time in my rhyme, but I know mostly in rhyme they doing the crime. Build a ball court, a whack remedy. Living right around me is my worst enemy. I see that they look just like me. Award for hip hop when you're not an MC. Mastering the ceremony, very lonely. Rapping genuine, riding the beat ponies. Scrap the DJ and dancer like a phony. If you see me in some skinny jeans, you know they clone me. If you hear me rapping about crap, I'm Coke B. So do me like Big L or J and smoke me. I see some of my worst enemies live right around me and look just like me. I see some of my worst enemies live right around me and look just like me. I see some of my worst enemies live right around me and look just like me. I see some of my worst enemies live right around me and look just like me. If you hear I killed Assistant Grand Sheik, just know they're trying to get me down the Drew Ali road. Release me into the hands of Moors Dirty, knowing that they conspire and wanna hurt me. Offering me dishes with glass splinters, so they'll give me a rod, leave my jacket in the winter. Try to get me through Sheikess with no weakness. Don't get it twisted cause you see us speechless. I put more trust in Jupiter KTS than fake Moors with more records than JVS. Telling me they save but just wanna be paid. Don't wanna pay dues but be men that's made. Pushing like the travel but don't defend. And only when backs against the wall they wanna befriend. That's why I watch no face and beg no friend, cause only Adam Chambers will be there in the end. I see some of my worst enemies live right around me and look just like me. I see some of my worst enemies live right around me and look just like me. I see some of my worst enemies live right around me and look just like me. I see some of my worst enemies live right around me and look just like me. Y'all so fly, no lie, so hot, I know this. Sniff your whack lines, you're so hopeless. Clones and drones, skull and boning. Getting homes for a loan and rims chroming. Crap shooting, watermelon eating, mad cow, bird flu, chicken stealing, human raccoon running through daisies, selling out your race cause you're so lazy. Think you on a level when he owns your masters, and master is holding his guard in laughter. Thinking you're balling, not me you're fooling. Armchair revolutionaries cooning, hot like Mims, lynched from trees called Tims. Posing with your fat ass on covers of Maxim. Big fly eye shades under big brims. In some tight jeans you shouldn't wear, you're too slim. Can't stand your flow, we got me snoozing, drooling, falling asleep from your cooning. If I go to your show, it's me that's booing. Even if I may lay with my blood pooling. Go back to the essence with those old schooling. In the next realm, I'm just keeping it moving. Don't need a whip, on comets I'm cruising. I'm the spirits, you need a bottle, stay boozing. I see some of my worst enemies live right around me and look just like me. I see some of my worst enemies live right around me and look just like me. I see some of my worst enemies live right around me and look just like me. I see some of my worst enemies live right around me and look just like me.
I don't go to church. God don't live in church. They say the body is the temple. I'm walking in church right now. As soon as you go to church, there's somebody trying to stick a dick in you and they need some money.
Every war in humanity's history has been over some kind of motherfucking religion. You know what I mean? I don't get caught up in that bullshit because I don't think God ever wrote a Bible or a Quran. He didn't have to write no shit. He ain't no playwright. It's written in your essence. Because the Bible's written by men. The book of Peter, book of John, the whole book about Jesus, but that nigga ain't wrote one book. The motherfucker that is about didn't write shit. All the hangouts on the book. Shit, I know the nigga. And you notice that each one of them books, they the closest one to Jesus. Peter, like, me and Jesus was tight. In John's book, shit, I'm damn near the nigga daddy, you know. God didn't write no book. It's written in your essence.
Go away, haunting. Shit. Just a game. Bitch, don't call my phone. Neither call my name. Another summer mine. So cool. Another victory lap. No thanks to you. Chopper November, son. Outrageous. Watch how we fun. Contagious. Going through the stages. Hopefully no turning back. Outro bars. when the levee's breaking. See the garments of locks draping, see the ancient form shaping, hieroglyphs making, see the glitch shaking, got staking.
Y'all colored.
You got forsaken cause you don't see it in ya. Francis Bacon, you eat for dinner. Born winner, used to be a sinner, used to beat sinner. Now the temple's cleansed, no beginning and no end. Got no friends, only family in my lens. So sad to see tragedy. My people, no strategy. She a sleepyhead fulfilling prophecies. Random acts, don't come around the cul-de-sac. No mic check, off the top, no respect. Off his top, seen her exec. Off his top, ain't seen nothing yet. Took off the top before I got my top off. Don't feel no threat, even when shit pop off. Drop offs and pickups, knock offs, name brand stick ups. Nervous, why to get rid of hiccups? Smooth sailing, no bailing on the mission. Nothing here for you on a fishing expedition like Doherty Explorer. They say 25 to life. Well, I'm 25 for life.
Wow.
2 on the left, 5 on the right. Plain view, hidden insight. Stay tuned, got that hidden insight.
Wow.
Still on my broom, ready to take flight. That which is true, wonder what it tastes like.
Goddamn.
Warlock, wizardry, reptilian agenda, lizard league. They say company, love misery, and they eating the placenta, literally.
Everybody fighting over this religious shit. The Christians say Jesus is the message. The Muslims say it's Muhammad. I say who gives a fuck who the message is? Did you get the message? They got the same damn message. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Science proves that to be a fact. Every action has an opposite and equal reaction. Don't fuck with me, and I won't fuck with you.
If I let you take it, then I must partake in. No cut without you rolling with me, my soul engraved in.
Wow.
Everything you paid in, debt to my enslavement, my only repayment to slaughter you and tape it.
Wow.
Bars ripping and exclaiming shit.
You understand me?
X-rated and I'm claiming it. Monster truck flow, boy, you punch fuck. Coming with the hook, boy, I'm taming shit.
Damn.
Yeah, they say they hard body with the toasters tough. Yeah, I'm ready like Rocky, what these posers want. Appreciate your life, boy. Nice guys and punk bitches. My prayers night and day, boy. Plotting for a slaughter niggas. You make a whop and you pulling triggers.
Look at
Get my name and put respect on it. Came a long way. Need us like all bets is on it.
Keep it up.
All kinds of figures, Sonic with a vest on it. Never sleeping on my bread. I handle it and the rest on it. Sit back and flex on it. Back at it, make progress. Yeah, I'm always on my grizzly cause the dead is honest. If my game like my wordplay, I'm being modest. Yeah, the fact of the matter, I'ma eat regardless.
They trying to tell Mexican brothers and sisters that they need to stay away from the border. I don't understand that when California is Mexico. Listen to the name of it. California. San Diego, San Francisco, San Jose. If it starts with San, it's Mexican. I always talking about my country. White people, this ain't y'all country. Y'all annexed. You stole it from the indigenous. I know you said you discovered it. You know how to use those slick ass words. We discovered it. How you discover some shit a motherfucker already live at? Using that analogy, when I get off stage, I'm gonna discover somebody's car. Police like, did you steal it? No, I discovered it. I gave the indigenous driver a reservation in the trunk.
Here we go. Raka! North Star! That man. And North Star's that man. Pain in that noise. Read off, we pay every day. Okay. Uplift the fee cause we all base. We enforce the law and we obey. Forefathers from before is still today. Reading my Quran and my Torah. Universal laws in more ways. Read 4 chapters, receive it 4 ways. Great divine love rules our verse. Before I circle blocks, man, I circle sevens first. You bust the image, but your rhymes hurt. Declare 13 disrespected earth. Love, but it's all in God's plan. Today's mathematics don't judge a man. Unity of life, embodiment of truth. I'm responsible for every deed cause I seen the proof. No, but Drew X, do I have to draw it out for you? Cause nationality is not a color I can use. Jerry Bruce, standing on my square, even without shoes. On the highest authority, spirit of blue. Marcus Garvey, whirlwind ×2. The world's in the wind when the trumpet blew.
Stand up, go into your bathroom. If you got a big floor to ceiling, cut the light on and stand and take a good hard look at yourself. You are the worst government, you know, and it took me a long time to understand that concept. I self-law am master. If I can govern myself, if I can govern my household, that's what I should be doing. Why should I walk out of my door and then leave everything that I know about myself in the house to go out and adopt something that I have no knowledge thereof? No sense. So we need to stop asking that question. I ask myself this question: if not me, then who?
Death and wisdom, my friends, intelligent creatures, guardians of sacred knowledge, Olmecan features, secrets of the afterlife, manifest the present day. Dirty moths and scoundrels lose their heads in a pleasant way. Deceit and deception, negative past thoughts, keeps awareness on point, spirit messages never off, inner realizations, encounter the higher selves, next plane existence, explains my consistence. Without a foe you never know, so path most resistant. Divinity, my twin flame, side chick and mistress, metaphysic, kabbalistic, almaroc mystic, patriarch, papistics, make my thoughts sadistic, so indigenous, call me Americanistic, invoking the ancestors, Saracen cryptic, suns on rotation, flows ecliptic, shatter all illusions, reveal the realistic, sitting in the dark, holding the light marvelous, recognize the artifice, skin so carbonous, hair so antenna, I feel them from Vienna, myriad of virtues, lessons, and reptilian henna, enlightenment seekers won't find it in mainstream, focus as a laser, stay balanced like a beam, not even a gymnast, whenever I flip this, as above so below, get out when within this, don't think I'm a slave cause I speak in English, Drew Ali the water, watch your flames get extinguished, living in your higher lower self is relinquished, reputation of master teachers, call it distinguished. This is what it feels like. 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 People running up to me that I don't know. Are you a prince? They ask, tell them I'm from Morocco. Look me up and down with a smile, not a frown. Turn their brain to water, watch the lower self drown. Wanna touch my antennas and steal my energy. Eyes bulge, telling them I'm always King Edward V. When it comes to facts with Moors, they get beggarly. They ask Morocco where? The farthest northwesterly. With every question asked, I respond cleverly. All dependents won't explain expertly. Going in their wallets, pull out pictures with feathers, breaking down the ring, then the mason confesses. He's at 33 degrees, now the combo stretches like yoga into esoteric metaphysic lessons. When my people aren't like me, he impresses. When we take more science to the highways and hedges. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like.
They tried to get you to think again. That's the prophet. I'm upright, don't need a friend. And you can't stop this. I'ma write with my pen. Violate me and I'ma send Brits again. Remain cautious, cause often they sin again. That's in the police out, just the silence men. When they bust through your door, you won't breathe again. Nationality will show you how to live again. It can change the predicament you're living in. You can heal the whole world without medicine. Only truth can make you a better man. Why lie? Cause you got paid to murder men. Then you try to lock them up when they riot in. That's okay, cause for freedom I'm diving in. With no knowledge, you come back to die again. Resurrect me not, cause I'd rather be one with Allah.
This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like.
Common sense was made before book sense. Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense Quick.
Legendary, bury me in the North Gates Cemetery, February the 4th days. Son of Mary, day ahead of my born day. Independence and law make civil of a lost case. With case laws, we break them down like Jericho. Keeping all my lions tamed, I'm Chris Jericho. I'll keep a mask on deck, I'm Rey Mysterio. Fake pandemics announced over the radio. Annoyed with the game, the joys and the pains. I'm Rob Bass, mixing with rock the hard way. I was in a lost state. Prophets stood me up right, brought me to a lost gate. Cooking like I'm Saute, repping like I'm Denzel. Malcolm X, Deja Vu, Roman J. Israel. Had no but I lay in plain sight, but people still can't see it, so the snake's still showing up. Stakes still high, so the rate's still going up. Warriors of the North Gate, we not slowing up. Born in the manger, sworn to be savior. Walk through the valley of the shadows of the death dip in slavery. Looking for life, the book of Genesis. Astral plane entrances, invoke the nemesis. Abstract images of past lives kicking in. Danger, running for your life, finish him.
Morris Omar, key man or oracle. Using Trinity powers, decipher allegorical. Lost and metaphorical, holy books are metaphysic. Fact slap a Dirty Moore or a Drew Ali Craig. Calling him Thomas or Walter and get your face caved. Or cut like a close shave, drowned in my brainwave.
Common sense was made before book sense. Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense Quick.
Legendary, bury me in the North Gates Cemetery, February the 4th days. Son of Mary, day ahead of my born day. Independence and law make civil of a lost case. With case laws, we break them down like Jericho. Keeping all my lions tamed, I'm Chris Jericho. I'll keep a mask on deck, I'm Rey Mysterio. Fake pandemics announced over the radio. Annoyed with the game, the joys and the pains. I'm Rob Bass, mixing with rock the hard way. I was in a lost state. Prophets stood me up right, brought me to a lost gate. Cooking like I'm Saute, repping like I'm Denzel. Malcolm X, Deja Vu, Roman J. Israel. Had no but I lay in plain sight, but people still can't see it, so the snake's still showing up. Stakes still high, so the rate's still going up. Warriors of the North Gate, we not slowing up. Born in the manger, sworn to be savior. Walk through the valley of the shadows of the death dip in slavery. Looking for life, the book of Genesis. Astral plane entrances, invoke the nemesis. Abstract images of past lives kicking in. Danger, running for your life, finish him.
Morris Omar, key man or oracle. Using Trinity powers, decipher allegorical. Lost and metaphorical, holy books are metaphysic. Fact slap a Dirty Moore or a Drew Ali Craig. Calling him Thomas or Walter and get your face caved. Or cut like a close shave, drowned in my brainwaves. Squashed by heat waves, activating Kundalini. Abyssinia invaded by Mussolini. Selassie I in exile, reptile in Genesis. Niggas appearing real, all I see is false evidence. DA are feminists, stomped on by elephants. More like we're prejudiced but want Moorish benefits. When you feel the cold magnetic resonance. Apis horns of the sacred book all maleficent. Great cosmic mothers, return to blessedness. No pestilence, ace all the testaments. Tap into remembrance, never to forget again. Use energy right, not put spell effects on men. Wandering the earth plane with no they live shades. Keeps you a mental slave as the horizon fades. It's been decades since Christian crusades. Not enough rebellions, too many vigil bouquets. Holding on to the fence, burning on doomsday. War ruled by Mars, it might be on a Tuesday.
Canaanland Moors presents common sense quickie. What we do here is we add some common sense thinking to everyday situations or comments that may arise. Want to give it a try?
Islam. Love and peace to all the Moors worldwide. Honors, 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 honors to Noble Drew Ali. I'm gonna get right in because no time to waste today. No time to waste. We're not full, but there's enough. What does Hajj entail or mean in the sense of more science as opposed to a mainstream Mohammedism? When might not be able to just read it or view it. Okay, so we'll go to our first stop will be our authority. The Moorish Holy Temple of Science, deriving its power and authority from the great Quran of Muhammad to propagate the faith and extend the learning and truth of the great Prophet of Ali in America, to appoint and consecrate missionaries of the Prophet and to establish the faith of Muhammad in America. So Noble Drew Ali had the pilgrimage. And he told the Moors that the Muslims held back all these lessons, but now the lessons are available to it. So you don't have any excuse now. The power and authority, right? This is sultans and all that stuff are in our Quran, because he's showing that they know what's up. It's not some stiff stuff he's making up. Even people over there know what's up. And his duty was to get back here, well, right, deriving the power and authority from the great Quran of Muhammad, deriving the power and authority to propagate the faith and extend the learning and truth of the great Prophet of Ali, not the great Prophet of Muhammad, the great Prophet of Ali. Right? The Ibri, they would say that it's a festival instead of Hajj, because it's just Hajj, just a blocko, a blocko in the holy city. And then what Drew Ali say? Oh, Moorish costume ball, where you're Moors, and then you're being yourself, even at a party. That's another story. We'll not even go there yet. So the power and authority, remember, this is our authority. The power and authority from the great Quran of Muhammad is to propagate the faith and extend the learning of the Prophet of Ali, not the Prophet of Muhammad.
the Prophet of Ali. So when you look at years later with Malcolm X that went and took Hajj and came back here, and then his whole tune changed. Then he started talking about human rights and all that. And he wasn't playing that black stuff anymore. Because he was so sincere, anybody would work with him. We need qualifications. You need to prove something. When he came back from Hajj, that was a different being now. Something happened. Something happened between him leaving here and then coming back here. Something happened. And the only thing that we can measure it up to is Noble Drew Ali. Because who else are we going to say went over there, took Hajj and all that, and they were for the upliftment of our people, other than Drew Ali and Malik El-Shabazz? Who else you putting your trust in? Name somebody. You got to pick somebody. Yeah, we want that. We want them to talk right now. And you got three options. But they have to take in the Hajj. That's what qualifies them. You're not find anybody else other than El-Hajj Malik El-Shabazz and El-Hajj Sharif Abdul Ali. And that's not on some status, whatever, because they were the most sincere. They really came for the upliftment of our people. And the only other one next to those two would be Fred Hampton. And he didn't even take Hajj, so he doesn't count. So for Moors, you would have to deal with all these different Moors and see how they look at it. Because, you know, they got Moors that go to the mosque and all that, pray 80 times a day and whatever. There's Moors who go down that road. You know, go try connect with some of them and see how they're looking at it. To get your question answered, or you just go with the obvious. Because they can't tell him jack now. They can't tell him anything. What are they going to tell him? And so that was his, you know, proclaiming your nationality, right? Getting the power of authority from the great crowd to propagate the faith of Ali over here. But because ain't nobody send for him. They didn't send for him, hey, come on over here so we could whatever. He went there and proved to them that he was the man. That's why you got the power. That's why none of these Saudi Arabian whoever's, they're not going to see our Quran with their people in it and talk about, nah, that's not it, or you can't do that, or whatever. Yeah, right. Yeah. And then that's the line with where you have Noble Drew Ali, right? The the European whatever name with the El Beideh Al Ali on it, and then the free name, Sharif Abdul Ali, that they don't have no tie to the straw. Right? Because you already seen stuff with Drew Ali in all caps and all that, so you already know that straw. The Sheikh Sharif Abdul Ali, that's the actual Moor in the picture. That is not Noble Drew Ali in the picture. Just like your ID. Your ID is not you. Your ID is you? Or you? Oh, you're you. Okay, so the ID is just an example of you. Okay. So when we say Hajj, we're talking about Sheikh Sharif Abdul Ali. Commonly known as Noble Drew Ali. Because he ran into the same situation that El Hajj ran into, that the people aren't ready yet for Malik El Shabazz. So you just keep calling me Malcolm X. Because unfortunately my people are dumb and they're not going to get it. So as long as these people are dumb, I'm going to be Malcolm X. And that's why they still run with it today. And they never call him Malik El Shabazz. When, if they love him and all that, they would have researched and all that stuff and found that out. And they wouldn't have been playing, call him the slave name when he's for the liberation of them. And he liberated himself by moving from Malcolm X to Malik El Shabazz. And then you could just go get Dr. Alim's book, First World Order, and then he's telling you about Shabazz and all that going back to the Moors. Because Shabazz is Washita. All right. So if you need any more, just send another email. But we're our own. We have our own religion, Islamism. We're not Mohammedans like that. Because again, doing our research and stuff like that, we don't do 9-year-old wives and all that. Moors, we don't do that. All that DJ academic stuff and all that stuff, and nobody saying anything. And 1-2 people drop him and they think, oh yeah, they did something. All these people are part of the agenda. And you better not be part of it. You better be studying to figure out your stuff. If Mother Nature is absolute, why is there sometimes a God? There's multiple people, multiple levels of consciousness. So where you are is where you should be looking at. So everything that you're studying should be revolving around Mother Nature being absolute. God shouldn't even be in anything that you're doing. Because, you know, that's like below where you're supposed to be at. Why even, as soon as they say something like that, that's on a lower frequency. That's letting you know where they're at. And now you deal with them based on where they're at. Instead of assuming that, oh yeah, because they said whatever that means that. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. So you have where you're at. You have a space that you occupy. And once that's in harmony with the principles, once you're not violating anybody's rights, once you're not harming same Mother Nature, Mother Earth, once you're being honorable, you're good to go with whatever you need to do. So see people where they're at. So, for example, at our temple meetings, and this is years, right? We say Allah, Father of the universe, and Allah, Mother of the universe, because you know we're evolved. The ritual could be higher just by changing some words, right? Because it's about where you at. How are you seeing this? The Gemara says everything comes from Mother. Why am I saying Allah, Father of the universe? That's a mindset. That's a very open mindset. Right? It's a beautiful thing to be inspired and to feel good after you apply what's been inspired. That's not taken away from the Moors who are saying Father of the universe. Because they're where they're at. And it ain't no big deal. Because it goes both ways. Because if you say generator, operator, destroyer, then that's Mother Nature. Mother Nature generates, right? Mother Nature operates. Mother Nature destroys. And people are even using Mother Nature to destroy. So it goes both ways. So, you know, don't kill them because, you know, they believe in God and you say Allah or something like that, or you say nature and they say Yahweh, that means, oh my God, we can't. No, that doesn't mean that. Meet them where they're at. And don't try to debate them or prove their stuff wrong or anything like that. And you don't need to. They're where they're at. You know. And then you're gonna get to some higher beings that, you know, they're looking at you like nature. You only know that. Think nature is absolute? There's absolute beyond that. You know. Then that being goes into his little ship and then takes off and all that stuff. Then you know you're moving in the right direction. You know. So God is there for those who are. That's where they're at. You don't have to get mad at them. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. Honest Aldermore's in the chat. Honors to Noble Juali. Let's see what else we have here. I might have experienced a mimic. I thought my son was calling me, but he wasn't home. How do Moors deal with demons or negative entities? One thing is saging. One thing is saging. If you never saged ever, you need to smudge your spot. All that Red Book, Secrets, Mysteries of the Silent Brotherhood, and with incense and Bible talking about incense and frankincense and myrrh and jasmine and all this. All that is the same thing. Smudging. You know, they have a upgraded version, you know, scented candles and all this. Because people want to talk about the smoke or whatever. But the sage does something to the space as far as clearing out the energies that aren't needed there. And I only find it also happens with patchouli. With patchouli incense, that clears out. Also remember that, you know, Star of David and all that, Solomon seals and all those types of sigils, you know, using certain elements. Using certain elements. You might use fire, you might use water. And it's not even far-reaching things, you know. Like we talked about in the track, that walking around all day and bringing demons home with you, on you, and them getting in like that, or them getting in from you have some conversation with somebody that's you know, intense conversation, and they transfer their BS to you, and you're mad and all that stuff. You don't know, you're acting crazy. Yeah, you don't know how this thing is happening, because they'll jump the entities. They'll jump to different beings. But this is the whole thing with, you know, making sure that you're sanitary, making sure that you're you know, being clean, you know, so that you can have good vibes around you. You know, because it's really about the vibe. It's really about what frequency are you resonating at. With the human biofield and all these different energies that we are subject to just for being in this body. With the amount of stuff out there, it's a wonder why, you know, Sage isn't selling out and all that stuff, because they're out there and they're latching on to people, having people act crazy, talk crazy. Look at the stuff that latched on to academics. Talking crazy. Just out the blue, talking crazy. Just like that. Just like that, you lose your shit? No way. Either these people are weak or these things are powerful. Anyway, you look at it. If you don't want to deal with it, you just get some sage going on. You'll see stuff flying across the room and all that. It'll make you put the sage down. Scare your ass. Don't be scared though. It's the entities running. You know, when you hear a chair move after you light the sage, they're running. And then make sure that you have a window open too. And having a window open helps. You know, especially if you have smoke alarms and all that. Because some people might be mad. The demon might rap your door. The demon might come by. Say, hey, I don't know what's going on over here, but you need to stop it. You know, just let them know you're cleansing. You let them know you're cleansing. You'll be all right. You'll live. You'll live. But it brings it out. It brings it out. Those demons run when sage gets lit. And again, you know, if you need any more, just send another email. Given the wave of discussion of birthright citizenship of this Trump administration, I've always wondered but never got a clear answer or an explanation as to why Marcus Garvey was deported after his arrest and visit by Prophet Noble Drew Ali. My short answer is that he didn't declare himself as a Moorish American. What documentation can we look at to verify this? Oh, you just go to Philosophies and Opinions of Marcus Garvey. The whole case and everything's in there. And then he talks about how his own sold him out. That's why he got charged with $3 mail fraud. And we say the deportation happened because Noble Drew Ali went to go see him. And then there's a few letters in there that he wrote them from prison and told them nationality is what's going to make them free. And they got rid of him quick, because he had millions behind him on some Black Negro association, whatever. He was the man as far as the Negroes. He was the man. So he got deported, yeah, because of Drew Ali. But he also got deported because these people are criminals. And how they deporting somebody from the same place? How you deporting? How you getting deported from Morocco to Morocco? Somebody could get deported from China to China. Oh, so they're criminal because they trumped up some charges, 3 notes, 3 notes. Arrest him. Drew Ali went, put him on game, I'm sure. What else did he go in there for? Nothing you could do at that point. They already got the body. It's not like he's going to go in there and they're just releasing him to their hands or whatever, which is why they deport him, so that he can't do anything on the mainland. But he didn't realize that his work was done. Because when you read all the cases that they have in there, in Philosophies and Opinions, all of them talk about plaintiff in error, defendant in error. Plaintiff in error and defendant in error. It was Dred Scott. Because everybody's running a fraud. He's running a fraud claiming the black Negro, whatever. They're running a fraud claiming that they're government, that they could deport somebody who's indigenous. How are you deporting somebody that's indigenous? Oh, you mean, the name. Oh, so that name attached to that document can't get passed. But all right, okay. That's what they try to do to certain people in the 80s. That's the Nation of Islam. And then they went to Temple 13, Baltimore, and did what Marcus Garvey was supposed to do, but the other way. Was he naturalized instead of nationalized? And Marcus Garvey is naturalized by UDOTS. So they had jurisdiction. Which is why they could have did everything that they did. Because he's in a dead status, liberating people. So then Noble Drew Ali came now. And him getting released and connected with Noble Drew Ali, what do you think was going to happen? Right, but as far as documentation, there's only the postcard. The postcard that Drew Ali sent saying that he went. Right, Moore's released that one. And Philosophies and Opinions, where everything's in there. It tells you about all the sellouts. Everybody who snitched and lied and made up stuff and whatever. Calls out everybody. And, a lot of people aren't ready to deal with the sellout. That's why we're in the situation that we're in as a people. So they talk about everything else. Talk about everything else. Yeah, but I would do a extensive on Philosophies and Opinions, because there's a lot in there. Like people just get caught up in the front stuff with all the speeches and all that. But there's a lot in there. It's just what it is, It's just what it is. Because again, you know, think of those two organizations unifying. And all the people proclaiming their nationality, that they're Moorish American, still carry on the work. The United Moorish, right? Moorish Improvement Association. The Garvey part is good because it presents in video what the Moorish movement would have been. You know, even to them having their convention and being on the steps and all that. You know, it just says Negro instead of Moorish. It should be some Garvey El Beide Al Ali or something. We enjoy it though. When did the Moorish Americans lose their At what point in history did Moorish Americans lose their status, and who was the president? When we go to the Divine Constitution, go to Divine Constitution. These names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779. These names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779. So there's no Continental Congress, you know, John Hanson and all that yet. What was going on here? How did these people get these fictitious names? Who were these slaveholders? They're talking about all the colony whoever's. You're talking about the 1492 whoever's, all the cutthroats and all of them that they sent over here, chasing the Moors, who after Spain they took off, went to the other stronghold, they chased them. They make up fake people and all that stuff, sailing across and discovering whatever. They discovered Jack. So there was stuff going on here that had everything to do with the indigenous people only. So it wasn't until these foreigners that this stuff was able to happen. So then by 1865, the time that it lasted until, right, so 1779, by 1865, they already had an extra 3 amendments carrying on their fraud. Because when you look at, you know, certain Moors that dealt with Farrakhan and all that stuff, they're going to use that 1865 stuff. Right? And 13 amendments and all that. Right? And then call themselves Temple 13 and all that. When they're misrepresenting the lessons. They tell them this is a new era of time now. Right? From 1865 to Noble Drew Ali came, nobody did jack. Ring the alarm. This is a new era of time now. And all men now must proclaim their free national name. All men must now. So 1865, slavery is over. And then nobody proclaimed the nationality. They just stood around looking at each other. You know, from 1865, stuff's over. You're supposed to claim your free national name and then go get your 40 acres and your mule and all that stuff and then go enjoy your life. You know? And then it was really over by the time 1870, 1875, when there's no Freedmen's Bureau, no, if you're Indian, you're black, you're Negro, you're whatever fiction that they want to say that you are, they keep adding on these amendments, adding to their fraud just to keep their game going because this, you know, they got to keep the game going now because the people didn't stand up and say who they were. So they went right back to being property again. This is where the Moors say that the slavery is bureaucratic. So now by 1933 now, after Noble Drew Ali, now you're really done. Because you've been abandoned since 1865. So you're supposed to proclaim something and didn't. And then Drew Ali came and they didn't do it then. Now look at you. Now look at our people. Just for not doing this one thing, proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government in which you live and the nations of the earth. So it's not about really who, you know, made us black and no, it's after 1865, right? So stuff is over. Slavery is over. White people still enslaved right now, mentally, spiritually, economically. How come people are still a slave if slavery is over? Oh, yeah, exactly. Can't answer. Played you the whole time. So the prophet making his presentment to the Negro black coloreds. Hey, look at what we have a convention. We do a Moorish costume ball. We got connections in the government. We know everything that's going on. We have the school for the children. We got the Sisters Auxiliary. We got manufacturing companies. We just talked to Jesse Binger the other day. He's about to give us 20, 25 million back then. We already talked to Oscar the Priest. We got Unity Hall. That's his building. Like, stuff was locked down. Why wouldn't you be part of what Noble Drew Ali is doing? Why would you be part of something else? Right? Remember, that was back then. Like, people were supposed to be dumb nigger and all that stuff, just came out of slavery, and they don't know their stuff. They lost their language, lost their culture. He's walking around with suits on and all that stuff, with fezzes. He's going to the South and he's coming back here. Ain't nobody bothering him, put him on a tree and all that. How come? That's 20s. People were getting lynched in the 20s. And this Moore is going to all the South, go and visit all the temples all over, and nobody touched him. His own touched him. Grand Dragon, whoever like that, nobody touched this man. Oh, but his own? Oh yeah, they'll take his head though, for sure. They'll take his head. It's always your own. It's always your own. Prophet Noble Drew Ali is the man. He solved all the problems. We're not supposed to be having any issues right now. You understand? We're not supposed to be having any issues right now. And we're only having issues of your own. What happened to Prince Kabir Uriel Bey and his works for the Moors? Well, his stuff, Consecrated Talisman, and the other two titles. All of his stuff is in those. So once you have those, then that's all his stuff. And then it's either going to be new info that you're going to get, become more enlightened as to who it is we are, or it's not going to do anything for you. You know, I know he has a story too that hasn't been told, you know, or told in little pieces. You know, just because, you know, you know, like that's where when you hear Morris talking about make their own currency, and then they have stuff and they're putting people on it and all that stuff, that's where they get that idea from. But they're not going to say that. Oh, you know what? We got this from Prince Uriel Bey, or they're going to try and make you think that that's their brilliant idea. You know? And similar to Noble Drew Ali, right? Just like with Uriel Bey, you know, you're around in a time when people aren't ready for where you're at. You're not ready for what he was presenting. At the time when he was around, that wasn't 500 years ago. That was yesterday. And so far ahead of people that just becomes inspiration. You know. Because certain things is just like for Hannibal with the Lemurian tablets or whatever. You know, there's so much damn history. There's so much history that you know we just have to claim everything There's going to be things that are applicable because of, again, where we're at. The jurisdiction that we're in right now is democracy. That's what's running. Democracy's running. Mob rule. Charge you crazy taxes or whatever Drew Ali told you that's going to happen. Right? If you don't follow what he's saying. Everything's happening. You know. But again, we get to this place where, you know, the ones with the knowledge have the knowledge, but then there's all these people over here who, you know, if we're saying nation, then we need them. Because ain't no Asian nation talking about yellow people and, you know, light-skinned yellow people and these islands over here, and all those islands have a flag, and then there's these ones that are militant, and then there's these other ones that are, that's not going on. Militant ones, those people are army. That's just what it is. The, you know, competent ones, oh, those are the ones that are in school. Or the divine ones, oh, those are the ones that do the religious whatever for their nation. That's not what's going on with us. And it keeps going back to why would they go against what Noble Drew Ali established? Like let's say all of us Moors were around back then, right? Let's say all of us Moors were around back then, and we hear Noble Drew Ali transition. Isn't that more reason to keep pushing this just the way that he had it before he transitioned? Like that would seem like the right thing to do. Not take piece over here, take some over there, take some down there, take some over there, take some over there, and then everybody's saying they're their own thing now. But this is the time that we're in. So this is what we got to deal with. You know, the fact that it's always your own. You can have your own finance and have your own whatever. You could have your own flying car and all that stuff if you want to. It's your own. We're gonna sell your ass out. And the quicker we learn that lesson, then we could get busy and get some stuff done. You know. That's why it's divine before it's national. So that you can check the frequency before you even get into having some national whatever. Right. And again, that's why the call was uplift and fall in humanity. Because the fallen people, they need to be part of it so it could be whole. The way the best way I heard how our situation is as Moors described is Tashriq Bey said in a lecture one time that the Moors are like a bird with clipped wings. Like that's where the Moors are at. You know, the potential is if this wing gets fixed or whatever. Oh, but right now, this bird is mending, and it could flap a bit. You know, it could flap. It looks good, but what it could really do, no, you're not seeing that yet because the wings are clipped. And that's how I see it, or how I saw it. What are your thoughts on ICE agents detaining the so-called Native Americans? Well, first of all, ICE should be detaining themselves because they're foreigners too and immigrants, but they're not detaining themselves. So already there's an issue here. Now, if we're going with, well, they have the authority to detain people, then of course the Native Americans should get detained too, because everybody knows that they're not from here. Everybody knows they came over here to Bering Strait and all that, and didn't get their bearings straight. Right? Everybody knows that they came across the top. Everybody knows they came across the top. So that's only if we're going with ICE agents should be detaining people. If we go with that, then yeah, Native Americans, they're foreigners too. So, no, you also have to remember. Watch this. Interesting you brought that up. Interesting you brought that up.
ICE detained American citizens, a military veteran, and one of my colleagues and her son, who is 8 years old. Now, my colleague and her son are Black American citizens. They have Jamaican ancestry. They were detained for over 24 hours. That's how long it took us and lawyers to get them out of ICE detainment. And the son now has extensive trauma, and they are Black Americans. I'm not sitting this out. I just said in another video, I'm not sitting anything out because our community is going to need us. Black Americans were detained. That means they're not going after just people who are illegals, as you want to call them. They're going after whoever they can. And the 14th Amendment was an amendment that gave Black people birthright citizenship that were descendants of slaves. So if that is repealed and they go after one group, who do you think they're going after next? I'm not sitting anything out. Not when my community is going to need me. I'm not going to do it. Yeah, on Thursday, ICE detained American citizens, a military veteran, and one of my colleagues and her son, who is 8 years old. Now, my colleague and her son are Black American citizens. They have Jamaican ancestry. They were detained for over 24 hours. That's how long it took us and lawyers to get them out of ICE detainment. And the son now has extensive trauma, and they are Black Americans.
So if our people are playing around with worrying about some Native Americans and all that stuff getting detained, they better go worry about themselves, because King Alfred Plan's been since 1969 where they've been going at them. Forget ICE. They've been going at these people. It's just a new name. It's still Inquisition against the Moors. Just called ICE now. It's still Inquisition against the Moors, though. So you better know who you are, because again, you're playing black and all that stuff. No problem. No problem. You're in the jurisdiction because you're playing black and Negro and colored and whatever else. Now, if you say that you're a slave from Africa, wouldn't that mean that you're immigrant? Right? You're immigrant, right? If you say you're a slave from Africa and you're in America, then you're immigrant, right? Interesting. Interesting. So, you know, you play Negro black colored all they want to. But I would suggest otherwise. It's not in your best interest to play those games. It's not in the best interest at all. At all. Yeah. So we have some more here, but we'll probably get some more on these other ones later in the week. See if there's any right now. How can policymakers better engage with the needs and aspirations of the Moorish American community? Well, again, the policymakers are the ones who said that they should be assisting the indigenous people. So the only thing the policymakers could do is give the indigenous people their right due and stop playing acknowledgement games with the indigenous people, because it's past the time of engaging and stuff like that. You know, they're just supposed to do now. There's not even supposed to be a question. Well, what should we do for you? No, it should be just doing. Because we're supposed to be serving our needs and aspirations for our community, not some modern Europeans or not some colonizers. We're supposed to be handling our own affairs by now. And then whatever it is that they're gonna give, because it's compound interest owed, that's extra. That's just extra. But it's not about you know, the policymakers doing something or giving something or whatever. It's really about us handling our own affairs first, us supporting our own stuff first, and then we could start talking to those other people. You know, but Moors have to want that. Moors have to want that. You know, Moors have to want it. And the Moors who wanted it and experienced what this is, you know, they're not turning back. Nah. I'm just going to take off my turban and fez and go back to the state where the Prophet found me. Nah. Love and peace to all the Moors. Supreme honors to our Prophet, Noble Drew Ali. Supreme honors. Noble Drew Ali really, really is the man. He brought us from the slime of life the solid rock of salvation. Honors to all the Moors in the chat. Honors to all matriarchs. Islamism, Moors. Honors to all the Moors for their questions too. Islam, Islam, Islam.